picked herself up with shaking legs and stumbled down the cobblestone path. Oh God, who is this? Odd chosen one, just who I wanted to see. I'm glad I could catch you before the day's end. Huh? Artemi blinked as a familiar figure quietly swooped out of the night sky. Is this the Bat Lady? Agatha! Yay! I had a feeling. Agatha's wings fluttered as she landed lightly on her feet. The old bat's grin fell into a look of concern as she caught sight of Artemi's face.
Oh dear, what happened? You look awful.
Enchanter Agatha? What are you doing here at this time of night?
Oh, well,
The enchanter cleared her throat awkwardly.
I just wanted to come and apologize for dumping all that baggage on you earlier today. My feelings might have gotten the better of me. Very unprofessional. You have enough on your shoulders already, and it was rather unbecoming of me to add yet more out of the blue. I hope what I said did not bother you too much.
The old bat paused and adjusted her glasses.
Are you okay, Artemi? Because, frankly, you look like shit.
That tact on this woman. Artemi sniffed and tried to hide the ragged red circles around her eyes. I may have gotten into another argument with Her Excellency.
Ah, Katrina, was it? We used to be colleagues while I worked under King Roderick. Did plenty of celestial research together for the church. She was always that guy in the group projects. Whenever she said to you, I advised you to pay it no mind. Heavens, no, I never did.
Artemi shook her head firmly. No, I'm afraid the fault lies squarely on my shoulders. The conversation got a little heated, and in my agitation, I lost control of my magic. Her Excellency was rightfully concerned and asked me to leave. Agatha's eyes narrowed.
Lost control of your magic. That's usually a sign of some sort of internal imbalance. Wait, she makes her own kid call her Excellency. Straight to sagging tits, Katrina. Get your head out of your ass. Sorry, where was I? Has this happened before? This is the sort of thing you'd want to talk to your healer about.
I'm afraid that my medical instructor, Sir Theomore, is away on a mission at the moment.
Theomore? That wolf medic who never shuts up?
Well, that's a bit harsh. Though Sir Theomore was certainly talkative.
My dear, that's just a polite way of saying he never shuts up.
The old bat scratched her chin thoughtfully as she looked Artemi up and down.
If you'd like, I could give you a small arcane check-up and see where the bursts of magic are originating from.
Truly? Are you certain? I wouldn't want to impose. Although it'd be rather worrisome if I had lost control of myself again at an inopportune moment.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. As an arcane researcher studying life magic, I'm certain that's within my ability to help you. And I've always wanted to see how the Creator's Chosen's magic works. I assure you this is a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Agatha smiled and gently grasped Artemi's hand. The bat's usual cheeky tone shifted to a more professional inflection.
Now, I want you to understand that this procedure involves probing rather deeply into your magical core. This process includes scanning the subconscious of your mind to pinpoint the origin of these outbursts. I will only do so if I have your consent. And if you feel uncomfortable at any point, I can stop at a moment's notice. Do I have your permission?
Artemi stared down at her hands, the thumbs of her gloves fraying thin from her anxious gnawing. The sight of her mother's raw, jagged scars flashed through her mind. If she could prevent further outbursts in the future, perhaps she could make things less tense at home. I'm pretty sure that you don't got one right now, but if you insist. At the very least, Her Excellency could finally speak to her without that mixture of fear and distance in her eyes. Artemi sucked in a deep breath and nodded. You have my permission. Do whatever it is you need to do. The enchanter peered at her with a flash of concern before nodding. Very well. Let us begin. Oh god, here we go. Another fucking psychological deep dive. A gentle wash of lavender light poured from Agatha's arms to her own. Felt like submerging her hand in a warm bath. A comforting fragrant scent, filled her nose, like that of a freshly brewed pot of tea. Now I want you to close your eyes. Recall the moments where you've lost control of your magic. What were you feeling in those moments? What emotions clouded your mind? Artemi's brow furrowed. Those were rather unpleasant memories to dwell upon. Her mother's furious face, the shouting, the sheer anxiety of her heart pounding against her chest, and the frigid cold threatening to take her as she desperately clutched a tiny, flickering candle to her chest. The world suddenly went white. The pit of her stomach lurched as though she was falling a great height. Artemi squeezed her eyes shut and buried her head in her hands. The world was spinning around her in a kaleidoscope of colors. What was happening? A pair of hands seized her and everything suddenly steadied. Artemi felt her feet in the ground and stumbled to steady herself. Her eyes flickered open. Ooh, this is like like a different version of the wishes and repeat. I wonder if there's a connection. The first thing that hit her was just how bright and cold everything was. Artemi shielded her face from the buffeting snow and wind. I don't know how that works there, but that's just a lack of knowledge on my part. The harsh light reflecting off every pale surface made the world almost blinding. What is this place? Agatha stood beside her, taking in the sight with awe.
This is your mindscape, a mental construction of your subconscious. To the surprise of no one, magic is greatly affected by the emotional state of its user. My plan was to search for any anomalous signs.
The bat shivered and pressed her wings close for warmth.
Most mindscapes I have seen were abstract reconstructions of hometowns or sentimental locations. Suffice to say, I have never seen one in the middle of a blasted snowstorm before.
Artemi felt a lump form in her throat as she scanned her surroundings. The forest was uncomfortably familiar, right down to the snow roiling across the land. Small frozen candles littered the riverbank as far as the eye could see.
Is there anything you want to talk about, Chosen One? Got some sort of deep-seated love for snowstorms or something?
Artemi shook her head quietly.
I never liked the cold.
Agatha snorted.
That all you got for me? It's fine, no need to share more than you're comfortable with. But now, let's focus on that.
The enchanter jabbed a finger towards the blindingly bright stream beside them. Flecks of celestial light flickered across its surface like frozen fireflies. Liquid gold carved across the snowfield like a delicate flow.
I believe that is the flow of your celestial strength. If my hunch is correct, we will find the answer to our concerns if we follow it upstream.
This is the source of my strength?
Yes, a mental representation of it at least. Things look rather normal enough. There's nothing here that explains why your magic would go out of control in a moment of tension. It is strange, though. Perhaps it's because I've never studied a Creator's Chosen before, but this whole situation feels very...
Agatha paused and scratched her chin.
No, let's avoid jumping to conclusions. Come along, Artemi, let us see where this leads.
The two made their way upstream, struggling to trek through the frozen riverside in biting wind. Artemi did her best to ignore the many candles that littered the land and the small trail of child-sized footsteps trailing into the woods. As they walked, her curiosity slowly got the better of her.
Miss Agatha? What caught your attention earlier? Did you notice something strange?
The enchanter's brow furrowed.
As a professional, I shouldn't make any early assumptions. Please, I insist. This is my mind and body, after all. I would like to know what bothers you so. I'm not sure how to put this, but there are aspects of your magical foundation that feel artificial. Artificial? There are traces of external meddling with your mindscape, as though its current form has been influenced in some way. If my hunch is correct, there should be more visible signs.
The enchanter scratched her chin and slowly drifted off in her own thoughts.
I suspect that somewhere along this little river we will find the source of your woes. Miss Agatha? Sure, I might just be misreading things. You are the first Creator's Chosen I've studied, but something here just feels off. Miss Agatha, I'm rather surprised by the lack of lightning, too. That's sort of your thing, isn't it? Miss Agatha!
Artemi nudged the distracted researcher, her eyes trained skyward in awe.
What is it? Have you found something?
Oh my. God, I love the fucking CG work in this goddamn game. Agatha followed her gaze and froze, squinting through what she thought were the blinding rays of the sun through a thick cloak of snow. The sight before her took her breath away.
Artemi, what is that?
Oh, what is it? What the fuck is it? Oh my. The massive shadow of a massive stone dam loomed above as far as the eye could see. Oh my god. That is some subconscious shit. Near the base, a torrent of... Oh my god. Near the base, a torrent of water spilled from a crack in the wall, forming into the small golden stream that flowed across the snowy forest. What the fuck is that dam? And if we break it, what are the consequences? Oh my god. And as they strained their gaze above the stone visage, the sky split open, unleashing a cascade of celestial light upon the land that pooled into a brilliant golden sea that spanned the horizon. So there is much more power that is yet to be unlocked, but what the fuck built that dam? What does it represent? Is that Trauma Dam? Hoover Dam? The sheer brilliance of the sight almost hurt to look upon. Holding back this rampant flood of celestial magic was this single ragged stone dam. This dam, that's not how you spell dam. Have they been, yeah, they didn't spell dam that whole time. This dam, take out the N, which at first sight felt immense in its own right, was utterly dwarfed by its colossal task. Artemi let out a breath she did not realize she was holding. What is this? The enchanter looked as stunned as she was. Agatha took a few trembling steps forward and pressed her palm against the stone-cold structure. The cold stone structure.
Is this the true capacity of the Creator's Chosen? No, impossible. It feels too artificial, too vast. Someone has been pulling strings to create this situation within you. This massive pool of celestial magic is in no way natural.
A flash of lavender light enveloped Agatha's palm as she scanned the magic around her. The researcher's brow furrowed. And not just someone either. Several separate parties have been sticking their hands where they don't belong. A slow creeping dread shivered down Artemi's spine.
What are you saying?
The old bat fell silent as she continued studying her surroundings. She turned towards Artemi, carefully weighing her words. According to my observations of lingering arcane magic here, it appears that two opposing parties have been manipulating you. For what purpose, I can't say. The first party seemed to have gotten their claws on you very early on. I dare say they've been pulling strings since your birth. Agatha jabbed a finger towards the cascading waterfall of celestial magic pouring from the sky. This is just conjecture, but I believe this group endeavored to turn you into the largest reservoir of celestial energy the world has ever seen. The sheer amount of raw power here is ridiculous. No mere mortal should be able to contain this. Agatha turned and tapped her knuckles against the stone dam. Then, at some point, a second party got involved and created this. They somehow placed an arcane inhibitor within you, thus preventing any of this excess magic from escaping. And this inhibitor seems deeply tied with your emotional state. The researcher's gaze narrowed. If I were to hazard a guess... Tell me, Artemi, in your youth, did you perhaps have a lot of trouble drawing on your power as the Creator's chosen? Were you unable to cast even the most basic spells, no matter how hard you tried? Artemi bit back a wave of nausea swimming up her throat. That's correct. Yes, that would be due to this arcane inhibitor preventing any magic escaping you. And it held fast throughout your youth, despite this absolutely massive sea of celestial energy. Then, and let me guess, a few years down the line, you experienced something rather upsetting. More upsetting and overwhelming than you could bear. The researcher's voice dipped as she traced her hand across the jagged crack in the dam's wall. And during this incident, your magic went out of control for the first time. I'd imagine it was rather explosive in nature, after being repressed for so long. After this incident, this crack formed in this inhibitor, allowing you to finally harness a fraction of your power as the Creator's chosen. Artemi squeezed her eyes shut and quietly nodded. The blizzard's chill was slowly seeping through her armor and bit through her flesh like knives. You have the right of it. She lifted her head. Tell me frankly, Miss Agatha. Since I was born, I was told that I was chosen by the Creator. It was my duty to serve the church and the city's people from a disaster unseen. And thus did I dedicate every moment of my life training and improving myself for this duty. It was all I knew. She turned toward the blinding cascade in the sky, a sickening feeling in her chest. Filling her chest. Are you saying that after all this time, I was simply a pawn in some unknown party's game? Was my duty in life up to this point just a cruel lie? Was it all just to create this thing inside me? Agatha fell silent. She reached up to grasp Artemi's trembling hand with a sympathetic smile. Well, I don't know about this whole destined chosen one business. We researchers tend to be a secular bunch. But I could definitely say that despite this whole mess, you've grown into a fine knight and a kind young woman. The researcher smiled gently. Regardless of your origins, anyone would be proud to have you by their side. I think your little adventurer friends will eagerly attest to that. Artemi didn't look up, but she tried to force a small smile. The old bat sighed and tightened her grip around Artemi's hands. That being said, as a professional, I will have to ask you to be cautious in the future. This inhibitor, this dam, its resilience is directly tied to your emotional state. If you were to experience something traumatic or emotionally distressing in the future, there's a high chance that this dam will break in its entirety. What would happen to me if this dam breaks? Oh. How would I even describe this? Frankly, with all this celestial magic erupting all at once, it would be like a bomb going off. Agatha adjusted her glasses and grumbled. As much as I hate to admit it, perhaps Katrina's decision to shelter you was wise, in a way. Should I return to the cathedral? Oh, hells no. Right after an argument like that, get out of there and stay with some friends who actually care about you. And maybe reevaluate the people in life and decide who you really ought to trust. The old bat sighed. That's probably a decision best made another time when you have a clear head. Let's get out of here, shall we? I think we both spent a bit too much time stuck in your head. Artemi was grateful to feel a rush of light and snow disappear from her senses as she was drawn back into the waking world, surfacing from deep water. She blinked the exhaustion from her eyes and looked up. Agatha's kind, speckled eyes stared back, still gripping her hands with a gentle squeeze. Are you all right? No, to be perfectly frank. What do I do now? Nothing makes sense anymore. She felt the researcher's sigh and pull her into a firm, comforting hug. Oh, my dear girl. That's probably a question best left for another day. Go to some trustworthy friends and rest up. Face a new day with fresh eyes. Nothing will get done when you're so disheveled and shaken. Artemi rested her head against the old bat's shoulders. Her head hurt. A storm of thoughts and worry swam through her head. Where would I even begin to solve this? Hush. Rest for tonight. Agatha paused as she gently patted her back. Although, she let out a conflicted sigh. There is much I want to tell you, but like I mentioned earlier today, my hands are tied. If you are ever in need of answers, however, I recommend you look into the abandoned 14th laboratory in the Magistracy District. It was there that I and the royal family conducted much of the private research. There is some valuable information there that you may find useful. Of course, you'd have to trespass and break into the royal family property, but I'm sure your friends can figure it out. Hildbat cleared her throat loudly. I think I've kept you here long enough, dear girl. Go and get some rest. If you ever in need of someone to talk to, I'll be happy to lend my ear. Artemi nodded numbly. The researcher wasn't sure if the knight had even heard her. Concern gripped her chest as she watched Artemi pull herself out of the hug and stumble onto her feet. I'll be off then. Thank you for your time, Miss Agatha. Jesus, what is she fucking carrying? Her entire life's... Well, I guess she really is carrying her entire life's possessions. That's fucking sad. Agatha watched quietly as the knight staggered down the street, her small, slouched figure disappearing into the dim night. The gentle smile across the researcher's face fell as Artemi ambled out of earshot. She slowly adjusted her glasses and stared off into the darkness. Ooh. Uh-oh. Show yourself. I know you're watching. Out of the corner of her eyes, the shadows across the cobblestone street shifted and writhed like a massive cloth in the wind. It's Echo. Ooh. Oh, the fucking demon. Jesus Christ. Host? What the fuck? Your host? You salty sack of sassafras. How fucking dare you? Oh, my dear host, you've finally caught my curiosity. I dare say your concern for the girl almost sounded genuine. Oh my god, no, Agatha, please. Don't be a double crosser. The hair on the back of Agatha's neck prickled with a biting chill. She glared, her voice low and cold. That's none of your business. More importantly, what on earth had you gotten yourself into this afternoon? I thought I told you to keep out of trouble. This sucks. Damn it. It doesn't suck like as a plot. It's disappointing to see Agatha consorting with this schmucko. It's just damn. But I guess they had to have a host somewhere. But damn, this is disappointing. Oh, I tried, but that's so boring. I didn't travel all the way to the material plane just to sit at the sidelines during a festival. And I was even thoughtful enough to track down my little brother and his host for you. The demon chuckled. It seemed my idiot brother has gotten quite attached to his little mortal. We won't be convincing him to part with that hyena anytime soon. Agatha glared. Fool, I told you not to hurt him. Nay, you specifically said don't kill him. There's quite a difference. The empty hood of Zealous's form tilted its head curiously. Why do you even care about that little twerp anyhow? Have you grown attached to your estranged experiment? Yep. Well, there you go. Confirm what I fucking thought before. Yep. Yep. Because, I mean, yep. Cole is... I mean, you kind of fucking had to guess, like, how the hell does fucking Marrow and Hamish have a son? Like, did they have a donor? Did they have a proxy? No. They, he's a test tube baby. I think I've talked about it before, and we've discussed it before, how Agatha was a researcher for all of that other stuff. Is not only the prince a test tube baby, but so is Cole, and that's why Agatha is so fucking concerned or interested in Cole. But yeah, there's the straight up fucking confirmation. Why do you care about any of these kids? Agatha growled and cut her off.
I'll not be heckled by a reckless, dismembered head. If you'd shown a modicum of restraint, perhaps you wouldn't have gotten reduced to your current pathetic form. You've delayed the plan significantly.
The plan. And we know Agatha's out to get Roderick. So what is Agatha's fucking plan? God, everyone's got a fucking plan. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? Agatha adjusted her glasses.
How long until you recover to your full power, demon?
From injuries like this, probably a day or so. Oh, looking right down the fucking camera, huh?
Very well. We strike the day after tomorrow.
Wow. Now everyone's got a fucking plot. Yep, fucking Artemi went to the fucking inn, and I imagine this might be where we get the, is this where we get fucking the snooty snoot guy, the other schmuck, where he also needs to stay at an inn? Excuse me. Artemi had to stop herself from knocking on the front door of the inn with a nervous stumble. It was an inn, after all. She probably didn't need to knock. After a moment of deliberation, she awkwardly poked her head through the door.
Mrs. Shrikewood, I'm sorry to impose at this hour, but is it alright if I stay the night? I'm afraid I lack the funds to pay for a room, but I'll be happy to perform any chores or...
Here we go. She paused and blinked. Cole and Sid stood in the dining room, staring back at her with equal surprise.
Oh, good! Artemi, we were just about to go look for you.
You were? Whatever for?
Hyena and Badger exchanged glances, and she noticed Sid and nudged Cole gently from under the table. Cole awkwardly cleared his throat. Yeah, time. Oh, God. Is this really the time to make this confession? Oh, you know, it's been a busy day, and you're worried that your ass of a bishop was giving you a hard time, and just wanted to check in and see if you're doing all right. And Sid chuckled.
We were talking about launching a full rescue operation if things got ugly.
Rescue
operation. Did I say it wrong both times? Operation? Cole nodded sagely. Obviously, we were gonna kidnap the chosen one. You're part of my adventuring party. Bonebreakers don't leave anyone behind. Artemi smiled, despite the heavy haze of exhaustion weighing over her shoulders. The thought of her friends worrying for her, ready to come to her aid. It felt nice. Aww, look at the gang all together. That's so sweet. Look at them. So nice. Cole let out a yelp as she yanked him and Sid into a sudden tight hug. What's this about?
I'm just happy to be around you two again, that's all. It's not every day that people would risk the ire of the church for me.
The hyena smirked. Hey, I'm always happy to publicly humiliate her highliness. Highliness? Okay. Again. And I'm sure your hot bear commander would be happy to cover our asses while we escaped. Artemi bit her lip. Cole must have noticed and dropped his usual snarky grin, his voice low and gentle. Did something happen? Is that why you're staying here for the night?
Oh,
She resisted the urge to gnaw her thumb again.
Well, yes, there was a bit of an argument. I might have had an outburst and crossed a few lines.
Cole shot her a sympathetic smile and clapped her on the back. Hey, join the club.
You too?
Yeah. Might have lost my temper around Hamish and ruined a few things. He shrugged awkwardly. Artemi couldn't help but chuckle. What's so funny?
If you told me a few days ago that we'd had this much in common, I would have clobbered you.
I was under the impression that you would have clobbered me anyway. Beside them, Sid was beaming with relief, happy to see them getting along. Artemi's chest fluttered. For just one moment, after this hectic day, everything felt like it was gonna be okay. Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay. The kitchen doors abruptly flew open and Elia and Rennet rushed in with pure glee. Oh, it's the parents.
Oh, Artemi, my dear, are you staying the night as well? This is wonderful, wonderful! My little boy finally has enough non-frog friends for his first sleepover!
Sid let out a groan and shrank behind Cole and Artemi.
Come on, Mom, not in front of everyone.
Elia laughed and pinched his cheeks with delight.
Sid has grown so much since you two came into his life. We can't thank you dearies enough. Come, Rennet has thrown some stew cooking in the kitchen. Make yourselves at home.
Oh, are you certain? I'm afraid I do not have any money to pay for a room.
Think nothing of it. You are amongst friends here.
And we'll just send the bill to the Bonebreaker Guild. Cole is your adventuring party leader, after all. He should be taking good care of you.
Right.
At that point, Elia shot the hyena a knowing look that went straight through his soul. Cole gulped. All right, that's fair.
Excellent. Now, come settle down. We've got some new cheesy bread recipe for you to try.
The bell suddenly chimed as the indoor swung open. Oh, is it him? Is it the schmucko? I was anticipating this last time and I didn't get it. So is it happening? A familiar disheveled figure stumbled inside while doing his best to look dignified. This was made rather difficult considering he was covered from head to toe in dirt. I figured it would be. I anticipated it and I'm finally getting it. And it didn't just happen with Sid there. Now we're getting the whole party and both parents. They're all in the fucking room. This is way better than it would have been otherwise. I'm so excited.
Is there not a single distinguished inn within this blasted district? I suppose I will have to make do.
After seeing old Marrow, as in young Marrow, yeah, I think like Merrick. We never really. I took a look at it. I didn't see a last name. Is it Merrick O'Shaughnessy or whatever? Like this. I even made a visual gag in it. Putting up Calder's fucking sprite. There's clearly there's gonna be a who's the real son type of deal here. They're fucking identical. I don't know how there isn't a bigger deal being made of that already, but I seriously don't know how Cole didn't look at this guy and think, wow, this guy looks like my dad.
Innkeeper, ready for me your finest room. Know that you are in the presence of Calder O'Shaughnessy, heir to the great house O'Shaughnessy. Should you provide adequate service, my grandfather will be sure to reward you handsomely.
Oh, this is good. This is good. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see how this goes. So far, we got a stunned silence. Calder gives silence back. A longer silence. Oh, that's a lot of dots. There's a lot of dots. Come on. Oh, yes. Yes. Eat him. Oh, wow. Literally eat him. I gotta be quiet because I'm sleeping. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. Oh my goodness. They're going ham. I gotta be quiet. I'm trying to be quiet. Every part of this is perfect. Every reaction is exactly as it should be. I gotta move on or else I'm gonna be stuck in this fucking spot all goddamn day. I can't laugh as loud as I want because I've got to be quiet. And it's the fact that I can't laugh as loud as I want. I can't get the giggles out. So I'm stuck here laughing softly. Okay. Came to the wrong house, fucko. It's Calder's face. Like, out of all of these things, and they're all so laugh worthy, it's Calder's fucking face, the immediate turnaround. It's the fucking thing that's making me laugh the most. Oh, what's the next? Oh, Mom, you can't cast clouded daggers in the dining room. Of course I can. Where else would I cast it? That's a good fucking point. Put the knives down, Mom. Unhand me, son. I have a lesson to teach. Don't let the scene play out too long or else it'll lose its luster. You could have just ended it there. Leave me alone, you mad woman. Artemi and Cole exchanged nonchalant glances before settling down at the dinner table. Yeah, they're just like, yep, she's got it. Just let it handle. He shattered and ignored the chaos as Rennet flooded by with a pot full of delicious steaming stew. Yep, he knows. He knows what's up. He knows she's got it handled. After a long and trying day, Artemi found herself in the welcoming arms of her friends.
Out of all the people she could have run into on her first mission, she was glad it was those two. The night ended with the warmth of gratitude kindled within her heart, punctuated by the blood-curdling screams of Calder O'Shaughnessy. To be continued. Very nice. My fucking face hurts, bro. Okay. This was a lot. There was a lot of this update. There's a lot. Let's try to recap. let's just fucking try. It's because I'm trying not to laugh out loud that it's making it last this long, man. So, super serious stuff at super serious stuff at the front. So Artemi getting disowned by her mom, almost murdered by her mom, is just very, very sad. Very sad, very brutal stuff. I'm not at all shaken by the Grank Stormborn stuff. Religion is full of terrible people that have been reformed, also full of terrible people, full stop, just terrible fucking people. So I just feel really bad for Artemi. The look into her subconscious, that was really interesting. Trauma dam. Oof. That's that's really cool. I really like all the thematic elements of going into different stuff that gets overlooked in a lot of fantasy. That's just high action adventure. Like, this is stuff that sometimes doesn't get focused on, that you get a good delving into with this. I think it's high time Temptations Ballad gets like an actual logo. I've had to stick with this like cooltext.com looking thing for the thumbnails because this fanciful text on the thing, it's kind of bland. I'm just saying, you're an artist, design a logo, please, and then give me a backgroundless PNG of it. That'd be wonderful. I'm just playing. I do not at all feel entitled to any of these things, and it's also totally fine if you just want to leave it as is. I am just playing. And then, of course, we get to the nice, warm welcome embrace at the Sparrow's Roost. The next update will probably be after it, when we finally get everyone on the same page as to what's going on with the rubies. But we get the nice cap of the scene that I was really anticipating on the last update. It works much better here as a nice, short, small scene to cap off a big day. It was much better off here than it would have been before, of Calder being an ass and getting that same ass just fucking owned. Very good. So, very, very big, very good update. Thank you once again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. And have a nice day, everyone. I have been a trained unprofessional. I wish you a nice life. Bye, everyone. I'm so glad we've had this time together. Nah, I saved that for my retirement video. Bye, everyone.